as your homegrown. Nothing so sweet as your homegrown.
So green, so clean, you've been there on the scene ever since you was a little seed, yeah. So green, so clean, you'll be there on the scene even when it's time to reap, yeah. Now some say that it's the mouth you have, and some say that it's Jamaican call. Some say Amsterdam says it's the best. Some say you can't test the West, but I say,
nothing so sweet as your homegrown. Nothing so sweet as your own homegrown. Nothing so sweet as your homegrown. Nothing so sweet as your own homegrown.
So free up the herbs, man, free up the earth. Free up the herbs, man, free up the earth. Y'all free up, free up, free up, ja, Maria wanna. Free up all the flora and the fauna. Would be an honor, yeah. Nothing so sweet as your homegrown. Nothing so sweet as your own homegrown. Oh, nothing so sweet as your homegrown. Nothing so sweet as your own homegrown. So green, so clean, you've been there on the scene ever since you was a little seed, yeah. So green, so clean, you'll be there on the scene even when it's time to reap, yeah. Nothing so sweet as your homegrown.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school, internet.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
Yeah, TGIM. Thank God it's Monday, I suppose. Welcome to the IRONWORX right here on freeworld.fm. We're just doing our thing this morning. 4 days was about how long I would allow myself to wallow in misery. So now I'm having to drag my ass up out of bed and actually accomplish things this week. Like go to work and go grocery shopping and do dishes, things like that. So wish me luck. So far, so good. I mean, I'm here, aren't I? What's up, fellas? How you doing? So,
Howdy ho.
sounds like you're accepting your Monday about the same way I am.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tired. Very tired. Didn't sleep much.
Sorry to hear that.
Just a crazy weekend. We didn't get back till late last night. Unloaded the car, and on like the third load of like, she had gone Friday night with her sister, and I went Saturday to go hang out and finished the second part of Mother's birthday event, which was the party at her sister-in-law's house. And so that was Saturday, pretty much all day dealing with that. And then yesterday, since it was, by the time we got through with that late, we decided just to stay the night and have Haley feed the cat. So she did. And we wound up staying there and just hanging out yesterday, and it just turned into a whole long day thing. But by the time we got home and unloaded, I had put stuff there like I normally do, stuff that I know needs to stay in the front, go in the kitchen, whatever, grocery bags that she had gotten some stuff that night before, whatever. Anyway, I set it all down. We all started going, unload the rest of the stuff out of the car. I go to the head to the bathroom. All of a sudden, I hear Michelle screaming. Apparently, the cats had jumped on the stove and hit the pilot thing and started it going. So one of the bags caught on fire.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it melted plastic all over the stove, and she's freaking out, and I'm trying to calm her down. And yeah, it was a whole thing. So I didn't sleep at all. Between this adrenaline of trying to get that dealt with, and then the smell, trying to get it out of the house. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun at like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning by the time I finally got through. So I basically lay down for a nap, knowing I'd be like hearing the clock go off instantly as soon as my eyes closed, and it did. But I figured I was going to get on up. Why not? I was awake anyway. Plus, have you heard there's exciting events afoot?
No. What?
There was one? Anyway, how was y'all's weekend? How was your weekend there, Zachary?
Oh, I've been tinkering and playing, and I got the cymatic plate all built, and I've been testing out different stuff. And I've noticed that, like the sand I got, there were some big chunks in it, so I was, sticking my finger on there and wiping them off to the edge. But just the oil from my fingers affects this kind of stuff. So I don't know, I've never done this before, so it's going to take some time. I'm going to have to, get a good coating of something on there, I'm thinking, and not touch it. And then have a real fine, thinking maybe lime. I don't know.
So wax that sumbitch. Just wax the shit out of it. Shine it, polish it, wax it, and hit it with some of that nano coating wax and whatever the fuck it is. Try to fill in all that shit. Maybe even Rain-X might help. All that shit's just going to fill in all those microscopic cracks and just make that shit as smooth as possible. I would just fucking polish that shit, shine it, turtle wax it, whatever you need to do. And then, yeah, a talc of some sort might be good. Just some real fine shit. I don't know.
And it's a pizza tray with an edge that, lips up a little bit. I'm wondering if that's changing stuff because it's not a perfectly flat plate. The vibration's getting altered because it has this lip on the edge where it's got a bend in it. I'm not sure. Got some playing to do. It's neat, though. It's real neat. I'm not getting a whole lot of movement on the higher vibrations, though. I don't know if it's just the speaker or what. Because it is an old speaker. I got a newer speaker. I'm thinking about building a thing around it as well. I just need a thing to hook it up. I don't have a connector for the back. Not the AV guy. But, yeah, it's neat. I'm having fun. Learned in. It's crazy because it was starting to make little islands. And I think it was 282. I was getting it made 4 spots, and then they started clumping up, and these little islands of sand were all rotating, constantly moving. They never stopped churning. And then at other frequencies, all the sand started clumping up into these little island looking things. And it started looking like not Earth, but like continents forming and moving around the plate just with vibrations. Yeah, it's really neat. I was just sitting there thinking, gosh, is this what God is doing? Is he sitting up here with his hand on a little dial, changing the frequencies to see what he can build? He built this whole place with his voice, right? With his word, noise, frequency, and vibration. It's just neat.
I picture Mick Dundee with a water buffalo. Got his fingers out. So I experienced something, nothing short of miraculous last night. I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, it wasn't necessarily earth-shattering, but it was shattering nonetheless. So there I was, laying in bed, taking a one hit like I do. And I lean over to the little ashtray that I sort of keep there for my one hits, and I take my lighter like I do. So I got my one hitter in my left hand, my lighter in my right hand, right? So I bring them together real close like, and I take my lighter and I go on my baddie to tap it out and get all the ashes out. And what do you think happens? I break off the top like half inch of my baddie. I don't know how, but I tapped it out and the entire bowl part just went flying across the room. So now in my
What?
yeah, because they're like segmented, right? They'll go through and machine little lines through down on all along the one hitter. And like the first two segments just broke off, went flying across the room. I'd never seen anything like that before in my entire life. In the decades of smoking weed, I've never
No, I
once.
was going to say, dude, how many of those bats I've had? Yeah, I've never seen that. That's crazy. We had to have had a hairline crack the whole time and just didn't know.
Like, I tinked it, I hit it, and I heard this big solid chunk go flying out. I thought, what the hell was in there? And I looked down, and it was about a half inch shorter than it was when I started. I just couldn't believe it.
Like the Incredible Hulk clearing his tuner.
Apparently.
Hit her bad.
So now I'm down to these cheap-ass little aluminum ones that I don't like. They're not heavy enough. They're not satisfying. The bowls aren't deep enough or big enough or wide enough. First world.
I know they're a pain in the ass, but you should look into those little glass ones. They're a pain in the butt. I mean, that's when I started using toothpicks and stuff. Now I clean out all my glass with toothpicks. Because metal, I've broken too many over the years using metal. But yeah, the taste. I really like the taste better coming through glass than just about anything else.
So, like, I've got some. I've got, like, a couple little big glass chillums and things like that. Not big ones, but chillums that I can hold on to. That aren't broken, as is my tendency to do with glass pieces when I smoke. My issue is I tend to break shit. Look, I just broke my metal one hitter. What makes you think I'm going to do any good with a glass one hitter? I broke my metal one.
To be more aware with the glass.
Yeah.
No, I don't know how you broke the metal one, dude. That had to come like that. Never have I ever.
The thing I like about the metal ones is when I'm sitting in the car and I get out of the car, when the metal one hitter falls out of my lap and onto the ground next to the car, it's not going to shatter into a million pieces. Probably.
Yeah, I used to have that problem a lot too. About 4 bowls later, I learned my lesson. Yep, sitting there right on my lap.
Yeah.
I still do it with lighters all the time. I get out of the car, I hear my lighter hit the ground. That's just about every time.
A lot more than 4, and I have not learned my lesson yet. So
I just don't take my bowl with me anymore in the car. I've learned. It don't work.
yeah, I guess I could try that too. That doesn't sound like fun though.
Well, I won't say that it doesn't ever go anywhere with me, but I just don't pull it out in the car anymore. Oh, gee.
Yep.
These articles. Remember when James Webb first came out? They had all those articles about how, well, it really just looks like a black rectangle with white dots. That's what we get. Yeah, they're back to just drawing fancy pictures. How pretty. This one looks like a bird. This one looks like a hummingbird. God. Now this is the second. I'm clicking in. We're talking about new fuel, 7 times 100 more powerful, not hydrogen. It's the first engine in history without cylinders or pistons. It should not run. And it turns on its own without fuel. What? It breathes air and uses a fuel never seen before. It's not hydrogen, and it comes from space. What?
It's dark fuel. That's how we know it's there.
Scania unveils its new biogas engines. They completely changed long-distance transport. Liquid nitrogen cars have become liquid nitrogen. Yeah.
Space liquid nitrogen. I've never seen liquid nitrogen before.
Neither have I. I know, well, I've seen it in videos, and I know it's not something you want people to have access to just willy-nilly. Like liquid nitrogen, you stick a finger in that, and your finger's just going to break off.
I've used that once or twice, pressing into metal at work. If you need to fit 2 pieces together, you want to make a nice secure fit, you press fit them and you heat one up and you cool one down, or you cool them both down, you jam them in together, and once they equalize temperature, everything expands and contracts back to where it was, and it's a nice tight press fit. I've used liquid nitrogen once or twice. I was just joking that nobody's ever seen liquid nitrogen before. Wasn't that part of the deal?
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. It's sustainable. It's environmentally friendly. They say liquid nitrogen doesn't catch on fire.
How is it sustainable if it's coming from space? Just curious.
Space is infinite, Josh. Come on, man.
Is it cheaper to dig a hole or extract liquid nitrogen from space? I'm just trying to figure this shit out.
Oh, you're looking at cost efficiency. Ha! You know we're talking about space agency fuckers, right?
Just seems like it'd be easier.
Oh my goodness. It doesn't mention anything about the dangers of using liquid nitrogen. Okay, increased lifespan of vehicles fitted with these engines, hence improving the environmental factor and proper utilization of available resources. There we go. Overcoming hurdles in liquid nitrogen car development.
Air conditioner worked great.
Yeah, I'm sure. Air motor supply, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. The complexity of expanding the supply chain for liquid nitrogen production, distribution, and storage at the level needed to support mass adoption is another factor. Yeah. Changed in boil off to enhance the storage duration of the liquid nitrogen, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it has to be cooled constantly. This, I don't know. I don't know. It's going on, and it's not really saying much of anything except how environmentally friendly it is and all that kind of stuff. So it's still in development. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know what's been going on lately. These last year or so, how many things have we heard about new types of fuels and this and that? There's been bunches of people coming out with hydrogen engines and this and that, and yeah, something might be happening here soon with the whole. I don't think we're going down the roads of EVs. I just watched a guy doing a thing on his. He was taking his boat to the lake, right? And it was like, I forget how far it was. Maybe 200 and something miles or something like that. He had to stop and charge it 3 times just going there. It only got like 90 miles. They cut it down to like a third of what it was supposed to get, or something like that. So he ended up leaving the boat at his dad's house, who lives by the lake. And he was making excuses. Oh, it's just more convenient this way. I don't have to blah, 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 blah. But you don't have your boat now at your house to use at other places, because it wasn't like it was just this lake that he used it. Yeah, he was kind of making excuses for why it's okay that I just leave my boat here because I don't feel like charging 2 more times on the way home. And it's not like he sits and charges for 10 minutes. It was a 45-minute charge every time. So could you imagine being a little over 2 hours away and having to stop and charge for over that length of time, 3 times, 40 minutes each, 45, whatever he said it was. Let's just say it was 40, so it comes out to be 2 hours. The amount of time it takes you to drive there, you have to spend that time additionally sitting in the vehicle waiting for it to charge up. Now, if you're just pitter-pattering around town, you got to go a couple miles to the grocery store, yeah, I'm sure EV cars work great. But for road trips and things like that and hauling things, and they're just not, they're not up to par with the stuff that we already have. That's my 2 cents on the matter, at least. It's really wild, though. I mean, we went how many years and I never really heard all that much about different types of fuels. I remember hearing about hydrogen, a decade ago, and all the problems that it had, and yada yada yada.
Here's the one I'm confused about. I don't remember where we stopped recently, but there's like a local chain that's here in town, and we have like an app for that chain of gas providers, and so we get our little discount there, and we combine that with our little upside discounts. Thank you, Josh. And we get a little gas discount going. But sometimes on, Lafayette, or we're heading to Abbeville or wherever, and we get to a place where we don't have our local, which is a national chain, but they don't have those, so we'll stop other places. And it may be one of those racetrack type places that have just like a lot of services for a lot of places. But the pump had, I know, 8 at least different gas offerings. Like there was some kind of this something A and this something B, and I'm like, what the fuck? What are all these different types of fuel that are now available at this type of pump now? That none of it was electric. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. It made me feel kind of weird, like I had missed something, like I missed a memo on, like, I know we had leaded and unleaded and diesel, and at one point at the pump, and then it turned into basically just 3 different versions of unleaded, and then it turned into
E85 bullshit.
Just all kind of crazy shit. There was, like I said, there was about 8 different choices on that one pump, and I was just flabbergasted by it all, because
it's a good thing the general public is so smart to be able to figure all that out and not fuck anything up when it comes to 8 different types of fuel for their vehicles.
Well, that was my thought. Like, it's a good thing I know that that's mine over there, because otherwise, who knows what would happen. Hell, one of my was it my Aunt Geraldine? I don't know, but one of them would freak out if somebody put the wrong kind of number in her car. She wanted only the 90, whatever it was, 93.
Oh, one of those?
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Well, some of those high-end cars really require the high-end gas.
Yeah, when they really
fucks up your timing.
Yeah, I understand it. But for your regular car, that's just like my stepdad, 110 octane sometimes. He had a 75 Chevelle that was a 350 bored out to be like a 390 something. Just a huge engine, just a beast. And he had the 4-point harness and all that in there. And we'd go out to the country roads, and he'd put a $10 bill on the dashboard. He'd tape it to it. Be like, if you can grab that in the first couple seconds, you can have it. I was young. I could never grab it. He would stomp on that thing, and his shoulders would be pinned back, and it was fun. But we'd have to go and get the special 110 octane gas when he would tune it up like that. Usually he would detune it to drive it on regular gas. There was something he would have to do. And then he would mess with the air filter, the carburetor, and all that kind of stuff, and do a little, tuning it differently when we get that 110 octane. And it just sounded like a different beast when you would put that stuff in there. Good times.
Good times. Well, that's it. That's the first segment of the IRONWORX right here on freeworld.fm. Make sure you guys stick around, because we got 3 more of them coming up right after this. No, why you starting right in the middle of shit? And then
What are you doing over there?
Oh, it's just all fucked up now.
I
don't get it. I was doing real good there for a minute. Try this now. Stick around. Now we'll be right back. This is the IRONWORX.
stands behind the pulpit, he's calling out a line. Responds the congregation just a little ways behind. Echoes down the streets of gold, through the pearly gates, ripples over the Jordan, and it goes on by the banks. He's rattling Werthers on his dentures in the pew. He's holding down the bass, it's a little out of tune, but his heart is in the hymnal, and that's all a boy can do. Make a joyful sound till the rest have come to roost. Hallelujah, Jubilee. I can hear the angel band. I was blind, but now I see. And I'll jump right in amongst them when I reach the glory land. She's shouting in the aisle, she's shaking something fierce. Feels good to be here after all these faithful years. She took a walk with Jesus, she's touched his now scarred hands. Didn't even bother her that he ain't a blue-eyed man. Hallelujah, Jubilee. I can hear the angel band. I was blind, but now I see. And I'll jump right in amongst them when I reach the glory land. There's Hindus, Jews, and Muslims, Baptists of all kinds, Catholic girls and Amish boys who've left their plows behind. Up there in the choir, singing side by side, wondering why exactly they've been fussing the whole time. Hallelujah, Jubilee. I can hear the angel band. I was blind, but now I see. And I'll jump right in amongst them when I reach the glory land.
ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here. You're listening to Iron Realm Media. I listen all the time, and it's the best truth show out there. Forget about the mainstream lying. Get your weekly dose of iron. Realm, that is. Stay woke, folks.
And welcome back to the second half of the first half of the IRONWORX right here on freeworld.fm, or you could be checking us out over on the YouTubes at the Iron Realm Media YouTube channel as well. And I thought I'd come in with Alex Jones because I know we're all just pussyfooting around this subject, waiting to see who's going to be the first person to bring it up. Knowing nobody wants to, but it'd be hard pressed to not at this point.
I like when different news say different things. They were saying, I forget who it was, but Trump was frightened by a loud noise and rushed off the stage.
Yeah, that was with the Daily Mail, I think, or the Daily Mail, I think, or some shit like that. Yeah, some crazy stuff.
Like, really? That's why he was rushed off stage? Because of a loud noise?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Then there was a shooting at the rally. I saw that headline, too. A shooting at the rally. Thought that was an interesting way to describe it.
Yeah, 20 years old.
I'll say this much. If they had wanted me to believe any of this shit, they wouldn't have repealed the Smith-Mundt Act.
Can you say that again? I was coughing.
I said if they wanted me to believe any of this bullshit, they would never have repealed the Smith-Mundt Act.
Exactly.
There was one?
This is what came into my mind right after it happened. This kind of shit is going to be more and more prevalent as long as they're allowed to lie to the public and get them all hate-filled against each other. You have two different teams. Both the teams are saying horrible stuff about the other team. Who knows if any of it's true, because nobody's ever, actually called out on this stuff and shown what the actual truth is, because they don't have to. They can lie and double down and triple down on it and quadruple down on it until the cows come home.
And then deny it afterwards.
Yeah, and nobody gets in trouble. Nobody's held accountable for these lies that are demonizing people and causing other people to shoot at them. A person they've never met before. Not ordered to go do this. It's not like they're in, a military exercise or something like that. No, this is a person standing up and speaking at a rally to people who came there to see them. And yeah, I blame the media. 100%. On both sides. It's not like one media is good, the other media is bad. They're all doing it. But that needs to stop. That should be the very first thing that gets changed. I'm kind of interested in what's going on behind the scenes. If this wasn't, staged somehow, if the world's a stage, well, let's say they really did try to kill Donald Trump. What do you think the action is going to be now? Like, just imagine you're in a play, right? And you're playing this role. And then all of a sudden, a real bullet comes flying out at you. And you thought you were in a play. You know, I'm just playing my part, doing my thing. But now this is a real bullet that, you know, brings real blood pouring out of your body. That's going to change him. Would you want to act anymore for these people? Would you want to or are you going to, I don't know. I mean, if it is all just a show and this was supposed to happen, then things will go accordingly to their plans.
You keep saying if a lot.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Like, did Trump know this was happening? Was this part of the plan? Was this all part of the show? Or is he freaking out and really, really pissed off right now and wanting heads to roll? And I was playing nice before to drain the swamp.
By posing for a photo during the event and then immediately standing up and raising a fist during a potential shooting, you don't believe this was all a setup?
Yeah, I mean, that's what...
Look at that picture. Look at that picture that goes around with him with that fist in the air. He's got a Secret Service
and the
arm
flag,
on one side,
it.
the flag on the other, and then his fucking eye falls dead center between the angled arm and the angled flag, and it makes a perfect fucking triangle with his eye in the middle.
Yeah. You know me. I'm thinking it's all BS. But just what if, you know, this wasn't part of the plan, at least, or maybe this was part of the plan, but maybe Trump wasn't in on this part of the plan. Maybe the bullet was supposed to actually go through.
You don't think he knew his Secret Service agents were completely inept?
Yeah, I'm hearing stuff about that too. Like in 2 days after that, he was supposed to get way more beefed up security after holding the RNC, because that's going on today. The Republican National Convention, where he'd be officially named the Republican nominee, yada, yada, yada. And then his security goes way up after that, his Secret Service. Yeah, it's really bad acting, in my opinion. Like, what's going on? Or there's actually internal struggles going on. Like I always say, think of Harry Potter. What if Voldemort and them are all fighting behind the scenes where we don't get to see it? What if there is an actual internal power struggle going on? I mean, they're just people too. I like to put them up on a pedestal and say they can keep their
Are they though?
decades ahead and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I see them as, even though, yeah, they're different, but they're still, you know, okay, maybe not human. We won't call them human, but they have emotions. You know, that was the one thing that changed everything in the Harry Potter world, was love. That was the one thing that the evil forces could not defeat. And in all these secret society families and all the stuff that's going on, I guarantee there's mothers out there that went against what they were told and loved their children and taught their children about love and compassion and this and that. I don't know. That's why I'm just looking at this with an open mind. I know there's going to be so much more that's going to come out about this and all kinds of crazy stuff. That's why I'm using the word if a lot right now. Because how many times do we see something happen and it takes almost a year for stuff to start actually coming out about it. There's going to be all kinds of cell phone footage and yeah, we'll see. I mean, were those crisis actors saying they were telling Secret Service, hey, we see a guy over here on the roof? I've seen video of them yelling.
Yeah, that dude was a straight up actor. I mean, it just poured off of him. That wasn't a real person. Come on, man.
Yeah, the orange hair guy. No, but I
Yeah,
mean,
the orange hair guy. He was not real. Good God, he wasn't real.
Not of them asking him questions, but of like crazy cell phone footage of like, look, there's a guy on the roof, and the guy running over to tell police and stuff like that. Like you didn't see, you heard it because the cell phone was down by his side as he's running around. Now, was that even real? Was that at that event? I don't know. I'm just throwing out what ifs. Lots of what ifs.
Seen that nice Spider-Man meme? All the different Spider-Mans pointing at each other. Question, whose job was it to clear the rooftops? And it's got Secret Service, CIA, and FBI all pointing at each other. I mean, that's basic. That is so fucking basic. It's not like he was inside shooting from a window in a books depository. It was on a rooftop between Secret Service and the president. I can't believe that everybody was that inept. I mean, it was either everybody told to stand down and do nothing whilst he positioned himself on that rooftop and drew down, or it just doesn't make any sense. All fucking just staged and planned. It just doesn't make sense. Maybe there were shots, maybe not. Don't know. I do know that if they wanted me to believe any of it, they wouldn't have repealed the Smith money.
Mm-hmm.
There, we talked about it. I have yet to even watch it. I have not seen it. I've not even watched any videos about it. I just know it happened.
Yeah, on my cool down last night after the adrenaline rush, I watched a few things that went by of people that I do like to watch stuff about. And that was my first exposure to any of it. Because Saturday, when it happened, we had just gotten through bringing her mom to the apartment, deciding if we were going to stay and, you know, get Haley to feed the cats here, or were we going to head home that late? And, you know, because there was also something going on yesterday that we were trying to have some fun doing there in Lafayette, and we wanted to, you know, be there for her or go back for her. And so that was forefront in our mind Saturday night, and we went to bed not long after that, and then got up, you know, a decent early amount and ate and headed out and went and played some Pokemon because there was a big, huge event, and that was kind of what we had planned on doing because that was our old, me and Mel and Michelle doing it, hanging out, having fun. So that was what we did pretty much off and on all day yesterday. I mean, we had to go do some other things for her mom again and went and ate and stopped and saw some people. But, you know, mostly we were just messing around with Pokemon. Didn't see anything, didn't hear anything because we were, you know, three of us already knew that it was all utter bullshit. Of course, now her idiot fuck husband is at home posting, "Stay frosty." So that became our catchphrase all day yesterday while we were playing Pokemon. Time we catch something, was like, dude, that Pokemon was not staying frosty. That's why I called him. Just because he's such a, oh my God, he's such a sheep that believes every fucking thing he sees on TV. And even she immediately went, "Come on, John, this is all not real. You know that, right?" "Oh, but," and even if that's that and other, and it's like, and immediately straight to face bones and freaking posting his freaking life on Facebook, and just utter dumb fuckery. So we ignored it all day Saturday. I mean, all day Sunday.
Yeah, here's how real I thought it was. I was sitting there playing a video game, and Cami comes in and says, "Someone just took a shot at Trump." And I continued to play the video game. It took me...
Exactly. I was dumping my bag for Pokemon, and I just kept dumping it while he was sitting there freaking out and trying to show everybody the video. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to see it. Thank you.
Yeah, I finished my mission and everything, and then I went and sat down with her because she was watching a thing on it. Someone talking about it.
We were at
But yeah, that's how it was at first. That it was, you know.
We were at Dixie's cousin's house, and her mom had texted, wanted to check in on me, see how I was doing. Dixie says, you know, just kind of varies throughout the day. Then her mom's next text was, someone just tried to assassinate President Trump. Hope you guys are having fun. It was just a real simple, oh, here it is. And by the way, you guys are having a good time. It was just a real non-issue. And that's what's fucked up. That there's just nothing I can really... It's hard to form an opinion on something you can't believe. Not that I don't. I just can't. They've created a situation where it's more than likely they're going to lie to me about it. So I just don't trust them to say anything. That puts me in a real fucking awkward position because there's a real good chance they're going to use this to perpetuate some fucking agenda. I don't know that it's ever happened. An actual assassination or an assassination attempt or something just doesn't now follow. I think I saw a post make a comment in the chat about some army guy talking about how the snipers wouldn't even see him because they're looking through their scopes, and scopes are trained way past the building. Suppose maybe, but wouldn't they all have to be like what, trained on Trump? All the snipers were pointing their rifles at the president. I mean, they're there.
Well, that's what
shouldn't they be scanning?
What are they there for? To make sure they get him down? I mean, what else would they be doing but covering and scoping all the fucking roofs around? Roofs.
There should be scanning. There should be looking. They should have spotters. I mean, I can't imagine that they are just trained through that scope at the person at the podium. That'd be the wrong place to be pointing the gun. Unless that's your target. Otherwise, you're scanning, you're looking, you're trying to look for potential targets using your scope, checking out people's, how their clothes fall, how they look, I can't imagine they wouldn't have scanned rooftops being upon a rooftop.
Yeah, it wasn't like they were in a downtown area. This was like a farm field with a couple buildings around it. Every building within 150 yards, which it was, should have had somebody on it. Or people around it making sure nobody got up on it. It wasn't like this was, a lot to cover. There was only 2 or 3 buildings in the area that somebody could have got on and seen the stage. You would figure that's where snipers would be looking if those buildings weren't already taken care of. Yeah, it makes no sense whatsoever. I still got this feeling that maybe, I don't know. It's weird. Maybe it's just hopeful wishing that, this is going to piss Trump off because he didn't know about it. And now he's going to drain the swamp. Doubt it. Highly doubt it.
That'd make a great campaign slogan. You could run on that shit. I'm going to drain the swamp. Or he's going to, now that this has happened, what he's going to do, by God, is he's going to make America great again.
Yeah, it's just...
Or it's going to fuck him up psychologically, so that if he does take power, now he's just going to lock all this shit down. He proves to be just the exact insane maniac that they were all afraid of him becoming.
Yeah. Did they try to kill Hitler?
I'm sure.
Like before he was reelected? 1939. Yep. October 5th, 1939, in Warsaw. Then November 8th, they tried again. Oh, that was, 39, and then 39 in Berlin. Well, there was a lot of assassination attempts on Adolf Hitler, they're saying. 39, was that before he was reelected? Because I know he was elected, and then he lost, and then he came back and won the election again. Is that ringing any bells for anybody? There was all that transgender stuff that was going on in the 30s in Germany. And Hitler was coming in to save the people, the good Christian people of Germany.
Yeah, this is what Candace Owens has been talking. I saw her do an interview about this and the Bolshevik Revolution. Because she talks about the extermination of Christians. Alongside the extermination of Jews, people are trying to give her this anti-Semitic, oh, you just hate Jewish people because you're not talking about only Jewish people. You're also including the millions of Christians during the Revolution. So it's almost like she's delving down that whole rabbit hole now as well, that you tend to find once you discover the earth might be flat. Some of the other videos that Eric Dubé has put out throughout the years. It may question that whole narrative.
No, go look at the Olympics back then. They were doing all the transgender stuff where women and men were becoming women and trying out for the Olympics and all, just like we're seeing here today in our country. It wasn't just the homosexuality and the drag shows. They were doing like that transgenderism type stuff as well. Yeah, I did a deep dive into that back in the day because I was looking at all the similarities between, 1930s Germany and 2010s in the United States. And there was just way too many similarities. Just way too many similarities of like Leah Thomason, going as an Olympic female athlete. Well, they were being questioned about some of their female athletes actually being men and stuff like that. The hormone treatments and stuff like that, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, if it works, and you can get a mass group of people all to see things the same way and the outcome, and we'll just do it again. We'll wait almost 100 years, 80 years, 90 years, whatever. So all those people that lived through it, and their children are pretty much gone. And then the next generation, it'll work on again. Got to give it time.
Well, that's it.
But that's bringing it up.
You do. That's a whole half of a show right there, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure you stick around because we've got another hour coming back on the other side of this.
Cause I'm a motherfucking head. A motherfucking head. Dragging bitches by the head, dead bodies everywhere. I'm a motherfucking. Cause I'm a motherfucking head. A motherfucking head. Dragging bitch spot ahead, dead bodies everywhere. I'm a motherfucking. I'm the cryogenically frozen, released in an explosion. The lab's on fire, melting the ice, exposing a 6'2" club, swinging knuckle dragging, Cro-Magnon, Walmart, white trash, pistol packing, beer chugging, city loving, date rape, drugging, thugging in the Dunkin' on a parking lot, engine running in my pickup truck, pickup sluts. I ain't even picky, get the pussy from the sussy. I'm a honky, leaving hickeys on a head. A whole different demographic, anti-democratic, conservative, hate faggots. Barely like a cannonball, modern day Neanderthal. Might have killed a mammoth in my youth, but I can't recall. Caveman in need of a brain scan, baby, I like it raw, no dirty cane fan. Evolved from a troglodyte painting cave art, stealing panties out of Kmart. Cause I'm a motherfucking cave, a motherfucking dragging bitch spot ahead, dead bodies everywhere. I'm a motherfucking, cause I'm a motherfucking cave, a motherfucking dragging bitch spot ahead, dead bodies everywhere. I'm a motherfucking.
Yo, uncivilized subspecies, the crack of the white troglodyte type. I'm a carnivorous Amorite, been to the gates of heaven but was already rejected. I'm the blue-eyed pitchfork swinging, leprosy infected. Nubian sisters, please stay away, better watch out. I'm the Caucasoid germ your daddy born what you about. Cave boy, cowboy, pistol with both holsters. I don't just rape women, I rape whole countries, I rape cultures. It's hard for me to be alive and stay righteous. I'm the guy that fucked the monkey and started the AIDS virus. I'm the Walt Disney creator of Uncle Remus. I'm the blue-eyed painting of the white Jesus. I've been a demon since I was a fetus, carving the nose off Egyptian sculptures, hiding the black features. I swing low like Jim Crow. I'm the dope dealer. I'm the rock and roll jazz with a blue soul stealer. I'm the law making, law breaking. The nation celebrating Satan every 4 years at the inauguration. The White House is the plantation. The white boy, the negative naysaying. The wrestling lacrosse playing, bad breath stinking, teeth decaying, bathing in bacon. I'm the bar brawling, brass knuckle bottle breaking, the caveman.
Cause I'm a motherfucking cave, a motherfucking dragging bitch spot ahead, dead bodies everywhere. I'm a motherfucking, cause I'm a motherfucking cave, a motherfucking dragging bitch spot ahead, dead bodies everywhere. I'm a motherfucking.
The pale Cuban, hairy chest, bearded bastard, drinking beer faster, tractor truck, steer rappers to back it up. So here after the caveman stomp, shake the ground, this ape was found, ripping Rachel Ray out of that apron gown. No respect I give, the best I did was keep my sperms from being concerned. My heart's so cold, my ribs got freezer burn. Walked into a slaughterhouse and got hungry for a Big Mac. Found me a slab of meat and had a feast of rib racks. Baseball bat at your mug. Yeah, I should be doing arenas, but I'm more popular with clubs. Fred Flintstone's a faggot, the Geico guys are faggots. Collective flesh, self-titled is so savage. Brutal, primate, irate, I erase whatever I face. Alligator pit using humans as live bait. Committing murder at high rates, I'm quick to slice off the cops. Try stunt, don't need the motherfucking riot pump. Undeveloped forehead, harder than a foreman grill. Football putt at your head and it's in orbit still. The more I kill, the more my primitive mind wants to go behind enemy lines and place proximity mines. It's been centuries time, I don't evolve, I stay raw. Hunt for prey and never take the day off. I made a goddamn grizzly bear fur coat, pigskin, arrow pouch, foul talk, no sterile mouth, I'm a caveman.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Fucking thing sucks!
Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
And welcome back to the first half of the second half of the IRONWORX right here on freeworld.fm. Also, IRONWORX YouTube channel for what it's worth. Shout out to Captain Caveman there in chat as well.
Caveman.
See, this is exactly what we were talking about earlier. The whole Smith-Mundt Act. And allowing people to, we'll be nice about it, bend the truth a little bit in order to prey on people's emotions and their feelings. Books about disability are popular banning targets, says this article. This is from bookriot.com. How much you want to bet George Soros has something to do with this? Have you heard about people of color books being banned because they're about people of color?
No.
No, nor. Have you heard about books about LGBTQ plus people being banned?
Nope.
Nope, me neither. Books that explore social and emotional learning?
Nope.
Nope, me neither.
I've seen some restrictions, some like age restrictions that are probably due that should be there. People saying, I don't want my child reading this shit. We need to take it out of the school libraries. But I've never seen anybody saying, nope, you're not allowed to publish your thoughts on that matter. Nope, never.
Nope, me neither. And books that explore sexuality and puberty. That's the one they saved for the end.
Nope.
But still, no. You can go to libraries and find all this stuff. Maybe not a school library, because certain books don't belong in school libraries. But I don't know of any of these books. I mean, they banned, works of art because they use certain words that were used back in the day. Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer, Legends of Tom Sawyer, and all that. They tried banning those.
Yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird shouldn't be read in schools. It's racist. What we need are all these other LGBTQ plus stuffs in there. That's not harmful. To Kill a Mockingbird is harmful.
And then it goes on to say, we live in a world where even so-called good blue states are enacting bans on face masks under the guise of safety, putting the most vulnerable into even further harm and further isolation. That is the same goal of book banners, isolation and stigma. No, they're putting a ban on face masks because the pandemic has been over for 3 years now, officially, according to the government. And people aren't wearing them because they're scared of COVID. They're wearing them to rob banks and rob people and cover their identity with them. That's what they're being used for now. Before 2020, it was illegal to wear masks in public, except for on Halloween, because of this. Because people put on masks and went and did crimes to hide their identity, it's not hard to comprehend. But it's these writings like this, and this isn't even, I don't know how bad this is pushing the Smith-Mundt thing, but
well, it's funny.
This is more just,
that they're lying and preying on your emotions. I find it kind of funny.
This is more an emotional thing, not like so-and-so did this or did that, but it's really ambiguously worded. So they're like beating around the bush, not saying any names or anything like that, or not naming any certain books because they can't. Oh my goodness. We're not only seeing more voices and perspectives, but we're seeing far fewer stories meant to be inspiration porn for able-bodied people. You know, they had books about disabled people back in the day. I mean, there was movies. Remember the Corey Haim when he's in the wheelchair and Gary Busey, his crazy uncle, builds him like a rocket wheelchair that goes real fast? They even made a movie about it. Was that a Stephen King, Walter? God, when the preacher was the werewolf?
Yeah, that was, I'm trying to remember what they called it. Man, what they called the movie. It was based on the Season of the Wolf short novel thing, graphic novel. Silver Bullet. It took me a minute.
That's it.
One of Gary Busey's greatest role.
Yeah, Gary Busey. That guy cracks me up. Because I'm too real. Robotic donut or dough bullet elk. Bullock. Got it. The silver bullet.
Did you just have a stroke? What the fuck are you trying to say?
Robotic dough bull elk. A name in the chat I just saw. The new one to me. Yeah, I was terrified of that movie Silver Bullet. Terrified when I was young. Because that was what, a mid-'80s movie? Something like that?
Yeah.
He's on a covered bridge. His wheelchair is stuck and he can't move, and the preacher's just slowly walking towards him. Oh, man. Still gives me the willies. Yeah, scary movies don't do it like they used to me. I'm a little bit older now, you know. But yeah, scary movies used to mess with me. I had horrible nightmares about Freddy and Jason, and then I just didn't like scary movies after that. I was probably 11, 12 before I really started just looking at him as silly. I remember my aunt, because I was like 6, 7 years old, and I was having nightmares, just waking up in the middle of the night constantly. I was being tormented by these things. And my aunt, she always told me she was a wood witch. Very influential person in my life. Told me at that young age, hey, whenever you see those guys, just know you're dreaming and know that you have the power to control that place. That's your world. They can't hurt you in there. They can only scare you. That's it. They'll never touch you, you know, but you can control them. And after that, they never bothered. They tried bothering me after she told me that. And I had them doing crazy stuff. I was like in control of them. And then I never got bothered again by them. It's amazing how just a little bit of information can stick with you and change things so drastically. You know, it wasn't like she gave me a gun to shoot them or this or that. It was just information. Just a little bit of knowledge. And it totally changed everything. That's what this country needs. We need that knowledge, that truth to be just shared by I don't care who it is, that comes out and everybody listens to this person. They say, hey, you've been lied to a lot by us, the government, for a very long time. I don't know. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. But people need to know that, you know, this show that we were being presented 24/7 nonstop isn't the way things really are. That it's just a distraction. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. Book burning. Blah. Animals that use physics. Let us count the ways. It says Isaac Newton would never have discovered the laws of motion had he studied only cats. Blah, 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 blah. Let's talk about cats being able to fall and always land on their feet. I don't get this. I don't think I'm going to cover this one. Thought it was going to be a little bit better. Ars Technica. Yeah, the whole physics world is in an uproar right now. You see that guy talking on, what's his name? He was talking to Terrence Crawford on Joe Rogan for a while. Oh, I forget his name. He's a mathematician. But he's coming out and admitting that peer review is a joke and that getting published in a scientific journal is a joke. There's so many scientific journals and they're all owned by the same people. And if you want to get an agenda pushed, you have to write, what these people want you to write. It's not like you go out and you find something groundbreaking and want to share it with people. They don't care about that stuff. The whole scientific journal thing is all about pushing agendas now. It's not about science. It's not about being peer reviewed. It's about pay to play. And this is physicists saying that, well, astrophysicists, not real physicists, but this is, the scientific community. Weinstein, Eric Weinstein, I think was his name, is coming out and saying this now, that people like Terrence Crawford are getting so much attention from, the normal people because the normal people don't trust the scientific because of all this nonsense. When a big corporation, two big corporations are at heads with each other and one's pushing, let's say, widget A and the other one's pushing widget B, these companies go out and hire scientists and they both come up with the same conclusion or different conclusions. The one on A, their conclusion is A is better and superior because of this. And the other company, widget B, has their scientists saying, no, this one is superior and better because of this. And there is no truth there. It's all agenda pushing nonsense. And whoever has the most money and owns the most scientific journals and has the most peer reviewers to review their nonsense, then somehow they win, But yeah, they're losing the plot. They're losing the people and their trust. That's the only thing that keeps these people relevant at all is that people trust them because they're wearing a lab coat and goggles. And they're really, really trustworthy if they still have a pocket protector, right? But it's becoming a joke, and they know it, just like the mainstream media. They can see this whole facade they're putting on crumbling around them. It's like being held up. There's leaks all over the place. It's bad. Cracks all over. That it's not sustainable, and they know it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
well,
We'll see what happens.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, in spite of all that, NASA's still pushing ahead, man. They're not letting it stop them. Physics and like reality. Fuck all that. So right now, they've invested. NASA is investing in a rocket that could get humans to Mars and back in 2 months. That's right. They'll be traveling 100,000 miles per hour. Do that. Oh,
slow down once you get going.
Well, we ain't got to that point yet. They're just trying to get up to that speed. So they've invested $725,000. Let me say that again: 725, comma 000, little squiggly dollar sign with a slash through it in front. $725,000 in a new rocket system that could solve one of the major obstacles standing in the way of sending humans to Mars. That would be travel time. So current technology, a round trip ticket to the red planet takes you almost 2 years. Problem is, spending that much time in space comes with big health risks. Now pay attention. They'd be exposed to high levels of solar and cosmic radiation, the harmful effects of zero gravity, and a long period of isolation. Space radiation is arguably the biggest threat of those, because astronauts who spend just 6 months in space are exposed to roughly the same amount of radiation as 1,000 chest x-rays, which of course that puts them at risk for cancer, nervous system damage, bone loss, heart disease. Now, this is all according to NASA. But how long did Kelly twin boy stay up there? Anybody?
Like 666 days.
All right. And your girl, what was the one, the big hair chick that came close? Anyway, I'm just saying, I'm sorry for them. I really feel bad for their lung cancer they have right now. Come on, man. Oh my God. Okay, so what is this thing called? Troy Howe, president of Howe Industries, has teamed up with NASA to develop the PPR, the pulsed plasma rocket. It could shorten a round trip to Mars in just 2 months. Let's see. This technology holds the potential to revolutionize space exploration. That was all in quotations. NASA wrote that in a statement. Okay. So the propulsion system uses pulses of superheated plasma to generate a lot of thrust very efficiently. It's currently in phase 2 of development. Now, the phase 2 study, which does begin this month, scheduled to begin this month, is focused on optimizing the engine design,
I believe Walter got stepped on. Kitty cat.
Kitty cat.
I did, and the amp came on.
Yeah, it did. I can hear it hum.
Yeah. He's up. Bender's up. He's ready to play. I don't even know where I was. But long story short, the big advantage of this whole PPR system is it can make a spacecraft go really, really fast.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, full stop. What else do you need?
What else?
$750,000.
How fast
Proof
do
of
they?
concept.
How fast do they need to go to reach escape velocity to get out of the atmosphere? Pretty dang fast.
Really, really fast.
I guess it's all relative. We're not talking
So
light
now,
speed.
here's the deal. Spacecraft would eventually have to slow down to reach its destination. The company has accounted for the additional energy and propellant this would require, Howe said. So they're thinking ahead. They are trying to stop it, Zach. I knew they would. I didn't think they were just going to fire it up, let it go. they're working on that next.
I figured it'd be like the moon thing where we just shoot right at it and it hits it.
Hits it, yeah. You know, when you shoot at a moving rock with your 22. So even after phase 2 is complete, it'll be about a couple of decades before the PPR is ready to blast astronauts off to the red planet. Damn it.
So right about the same time the fusion reactor will fire up. It just got done being decades away.
Here's the good thing. The quote that ends it all, I think, sums it up. You can pretty much achieve anything you want in the solar system once we get this technology running in 20 years. He said.
We just need more funding.
Well, at least another 750,000, I would guess.
We better make it like 750 million just to make sure.
Oh, well, shit. Then why not? It's just Doritos. They'll make more.
Fire up the press. Oh my goodness. But that's about does it for the first half of the second half.
That does just about
we
does
do.
it. We done do the damn thing.
Back to too.
You got what?
No tea. I got a good article to come back to too. Got glass rain, Josh. Glass rain.
Hell yeah.
And that's not even the big part about this new planet they found. So just hold on to your hats. It's going to get wild.
I wonder if the glass evaporates first and then condenses back into glass in the clouds and then falls like rain, or if it's just molten glass up in the sky and it gets hot enough and it drips down like. So interesting. I just can't wait to find out all of this true facts about the Anyway, stick around. We do have one more segment of the IRONWORX coming up right after this little Jet Set Radio Future.
Ooh. Yeah. We need some help in our man.
I see you at my job. You're carrying yourself so well. I made myself a promise. What's that? Not to get emotional. As I remain stable. I take another glance at you. If we were at the disco, then I would have to dance with you. This isn't cool. Not cool. And in my lonely eyes, I see myself in eloquent stride. In a sharp tuxedo, here goes nothing to her. I wanna hold your hand. I haven't been the same man since I saw you coming in. Let's have a toast to the girl in aisle 10. We need some help in Hello, Allison. I wanna hold your hand. I haven't been the same man since I saw you coming in. Let's have a toast to the girl in aisle 10. Check it out. I seen you about 9:15. You shine in the neon sign. Where are you from? You floating like an angel at night into my life and leave me with the song to write. And now I'm loaded, holding my sack, been wondering where she is at. With a line of customers getting mad, they didn't see what I seen. The store queen made everything easier for one fine E. And in my bloodshot eyes, all I can see is everything's fine. With a turning stomach, running thoughts through my head. I wanna hold your hand. I haven't been the same man since I saw you coming in. Let's have a toast to the girl in aisle 10. We need some help in Hello, Allison. I wanna hold your hand. I haven't been the same man since I saw you coming in. Let's have a toast to the girl in aisle 10. You came in here again. I'm drinking by the copier. I made myself a promise. Now what was that? That I would finally talk to her. As I remain stable. I take another drink for you. I set it on the table. Whoa. I'm sure I look a drunken fool. See him too. Whoa. And in my lonely eyes, I see myself in eloquent stride. In a sharp tuxedo, here goes nothing to her. I wanna hold your hand. I haven't been the same man since I saw you coming in. Let's have a toast to the girl in aisle 10. Hello, Allison. I wanna hold your hand. I haven't been the same man since I saw you coming in. Let's have a toast to the girl in aisle 10. Hello, Allison. Aisle 10, aisle 10, aisle 10. Yeah, yeah. I see you at my job. You're carrying yourself so well. I made myself a promise. What's that? Not to get emotional.
Time to make the donuts.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Yeah, hi, this is Josh, and I was wondering if I could get...
Yeah, well, guess what? That's not the button I wanted to push. But back anyway to the fourth and final segment of the IRONWORX right here on Street World. Cat did.
What happened?
Entirely sure.
There was one?
What happened?
Oh. I don't know.
You know what? Never mind. Y'all just continue with that. Missed a couple check boxes. OBS did enough this morning. Threw me off the entire game.
That's the time I understand it. They'll update it. I figure.
Usually their updates are really good and they don't affect the general usage as long as you're not using a lot of plugins. Updates will fuck up plugins. Beyond that.
Oh, buddy.
All right. This article looks like it's coming out of Utah from KSL.com. Not sure what KSL stands for. The scientists find a molecule never before found outside our solar system on a planet with glass rain. I didn't know that we found molecules like out in space.
I can't believe that glass rain doesn't have any molecules we've never seen before. You would think that the fact that it's raining glass would combine those atoms in such a way that we've never seen before, given the fact that it doesn't rain glass here on Earth. But no, apparently, beyond the raining glass molecules, we found another molecule. Interesting.
So it says an exoplanet the size of Jupiter has long intrigued astronomers because of its scorching temperatures, screaming winds, and sideways rain made of glass. The James Webb Telescope has revealed another intriguing feature of the planet known as HD 189733b. It smells like rotten eggs. Now, that wasn't a joke. I'm not making that up. They're trying to tell us that they know what a planet smells like from 64 light years away. Have we officially reached Futurama? Remember how they used to have this? It wasn't a telescope where you look through. You'd hook your nose onto this thing and you would smell out into space. Researchers studying that planet's atmosphere used Webb's observation to spot trace amounts of hydrogen sulfide, trace amounts of a gas on a planet 64 light years away. Now, you have to take into consideration, they never see the planet. They look at a star and the star twinkles. So they say, that's a planet. Now they're telling you by looking at a twinkle, not only that it rains sideways glass on this planet, but that they're telling you what it smells like. A colorless gas that releases a strong sulfuric stench and has never been spotted beyond our solar system. You know what? I want to go look through the James Webb Telescope, and I'm going to say, look, I think that one's raining grape jelly. Upwards, not down. It's raining up grape jelly. There's not much difference of what I just said than to what I'm reading right here.
Look, this 0.97653 changed to a 0.97654. I think it smells like peanut butter and rains grape jelly up from the ground up.
You get a Nobel.
Planet
You get a
PB&J.
So it's a gas
PBJ
giant.
X1.
And they're calling it the hot Jupiter. Because, of course, they know it has a similar chemical composition to Jupiter.
But
sizzling temperatures. There's the difference. Now, we can't tell you what's at the bottom of the ocean. So just shut up and stop asking us. But we're going to tell you what's located only 64 light years from Earth. For that reason, this is one of the most well-studied exoplanets ever. And they can study as the planet passes in front of its star. Like I said earlier, this is how they study it. So if you're looking at a streetlight and a moth flies by, are you going to be able to tell me what kind of moth it is? And if it farted recently?
No,
left some gas.
Grain dust on the way.
I can tell you.
What was that, Walt?
I can tell you the grains of dust upon its wing.
Exactly. Just by watching that little glint in the light. We'll tell you everything about it.
I think your microphone.
Right, I forgot I had a stuff on. Hang on.
So it's not only a gas giant planet, but also a giant in the field of exoplanets because it is one of the first transiting exoplanets ever discovered. Oh, so because they discovered or they made up this one first, they know more about this one than all the other ones?
Well, it is a trans planet, you did say. So, I mean, these days, they're all, all over that. So
it is the anchor point for many of our understanding of exoplanet atmospheric chemistry and physics. You know what? You shouldn't be allowed to use the word physics at all. Because this is Narnia bullshit. Then they go on to tell you that the planet is about 10% larger than Jupiter. But it's much hotter because it's 13 times closer to its star than Mercury is to our sun. It only takes about 2 days, 2 Earth days, to do a whole year and complete a single orbit around its star. F you said, or foo.
Nope, I'm good with F.
I think you were right the first time.
It's got an average temperature of 1,700 degrees Fahrenheit and strong winds that send glass-like silicate particles raining sideways from high clouds around the planet at 5,000 miles per hour. Now, we can't see Mercury, but a couple weeks out of the year. because it's so close to the sun. This thing is 13 times closer than Mercury, but we're seeing it somehow. Oh, the high precision and infrared capabilities from the Webb telescope allow us to detect hydrogen sulfide for the first time on exoplanets. No, it didn't. You made it up.
Well,
You
for
are
the
not
first
detecting-
time?
Yeah, for the first time we made it up. But you're not detecting anything. There is no, ometer there at all saying, oh, this is hydrogen. This is this. No, you're making shit up. This helps us to understand what exoplanets are made of and how they came to be. No, it doesn't. Additionally, the team spotted water, carbon dioxide, and carbon monoxide in the planet's atmosphere, FU said.
I spotted it.
Yeah, and that just obviously means that these molecules could be common in other gas giant exoplanets. This is the first one, so we're going to know more about this one than all the rest.
This is our
Well,
calibration
astronomers
exoplanet. That's how we calibrate for all the other using this one.
Yeah, because Earth and all the other planets in the solar system are pretty much the same. Right. We can just say Earth and then base everything else on what we know about Earth and apply it to all the other planets. They don't expect life to exist on HD 189733b because of its scorching temperatures. Detecting a building block like sulfur on an exoplanet sheds light on planet formation, FU said. Oh my goodness. So they need more money because they need to study it more to fully understand how planets are made and what they're made of. That reminds me of...
FU.
Yeah, FU said. Yeah. But it's like the psychics. Follow me now. And, on this first reading, I'm not going to be able to get the overall scope. It might take a few readings for me to get it in there, so I'm just going to need some more money so I can learn more. There's no difference. There is no difference to what they're just all making shit up. I'm not saying there aren't any, psychics out there that have some type of something. I don't know. But I bet most of them are frauds. Then it goes on. Dang, dude, this article just doesn't want us. FU has a lot to say. FU is
likes to waste your time as a big FU.
Yeah. With more data sets from Webb to come, we aim to understand how planets form and if our solar system is unique in the galaxy. All right, I just went and read the last quote by FU there. Man, FU had a bunch to say. But yeah, planet with sideways glass rain smells like rotten eggs, folks. And you can check it out yourself. It's only 64 light years away. When you get back, let us know how it went. And if they were correct on it smelling like rotten eggs. Goodness.
I'll know what sulfur smells like, Zack. Obviously, it smells like rotten eggs, even 64 million light years away. No, 64 light years. Almost screwed that up.
You almost made up some crazy shit there, Josh.
Didn't want to speak out of turn. Yep.
What is this? A $100 million sub sunk a $4.5 billion nuclear Navy aircraft carrier. When did this happen?
During the Revolutionary War.
I guess. You sunk my battleship?
Yeah. This has to do with Sweden. Oh, this was during 2005 war game. What is this article? Why is this article here? I see. Okay, I'm seeing lots of advertisements all throughout this thing, like way more than normal. Talking about shit that happened while we were playing war during war games, international war games in 2005. Would that be of national interest? I've never seen that journal before. The National Interest, it's called. So using forward and reverse osmosis? Huh?
So forward osmosis is when you put all the crud back in the water? I'm so confused.
Yeah, it's NASA doing it. This is from hackaday.com. Using forward and reverse osmosis to let astronaut EVA suits produce fresh water from urine. So you're going to pee, going to things, and then you're going to have an in-suit drink bag. Yeah, who's going to be the first to test that out? I love that video. That NASA astronaut or that NASA scientist guy. He's not really a NASA scientist, but he keeps tasting the water. It tastes like piss. And then he gets one that's like all dark yellow. He's like, "Are you serious? This even looks yellow. I'm not tasting this. It's going to taste like piss. Just taste. You got to taste. I don't want to taste it." He's like crying. Oh. Yeah. I don't even want to read any of this. To me, this is nightmare fuel.
Yeah. You're in luck. You don't have to. Well, I mean,
So if you get reverse osmosis and you introduce forward osmosis, doesn't that just mean the water's stagnant?
Stasis, right. It's kind of like when you're playing VR and you're standing in one of those little treadmill bowls,
Gotcha.
You're not really getting anywhere. Good thing they've invented something new.
I'll say.
Electric treadmill shoes. No more bowls for your VR game. That's right. There's electric treadmill shoes for your VR gaming. Here, let me show you an image of them so you'll know I'm not making this shit up.
Now, I've seen them used.
Bender, really? Bender, what have you done?
I've seen videos of like a couple walking down the sidewalk wearing these crazy ass like shoes like this. It just makes it more efficient, I suppose. Stride you take. I'm going to be real interested to see. Isn't this just like roller skates, but you just run in place? Yay!
Just like the Ready Player One, where he's got the treadmill and it moves in all directions, and you can run in place, like to play your video game.
Essentially, I'm having trouble with audio though. Bender has messed something up. Are y'all hearing me? Is all I need to know.
Yep,
we got you.
Okay, I don't know what he did. Oh, John. shoes with motorized wheels. There you go. Essentially, currently being developed by U.S. and U.K. startup FreeAim, the clever kicks are essentially little wearable treadmills. So yeah, the omnidirectional one, that little bowl that you walk in, it's kind of, basically you're always slipping and sliding on that thing. So that seems to be causing some trouble. I'm just trying to hurry up and go through this article. Hang on. There we go. Nope, that didn't stop it either. I don't know what the noise is I'm hearing in my ear, but it won't go away. Fender has done something. Not the amp. Anyway, the FreeAim VR shoes are more like electric roller skates. The wearer simply stands on a square area of hard floor measuring at least 2 by 2 meters. Shit, that's like, what, 6 feet across?
Yeah, that's a area.
That's a big fucking square. That's what you used to have for like the old VR setup before they came out with the head, whatever. As a person steps forward with one leg, omnidirectional wheel modules on the other leg should move that leg back, keeping the user from actually making any forward progress across the floor. Holy Christ, I don't see anybody going through a window with this. And if the user does nonetheless start moving too far to one edge of their real world walking area, the shoes will gradually return them to center. So is this like, this was invented by like a class action lawsuit lawyer, or who came up with this idea? Good Lord. So in the current incarnation, it's possible to turn while walking or jogging, to turn around while standing on one spot, and to take 1 or 2 side steps to the left or right.
Cool. Sounds fun. Just think of all the fun stuff you can do.
Dude, sidestep once or twice, that's gaming.
I mean, yeah.
They're going to cost you, let's see, I know I saw the number pop by. Thanks to recent funding, a developer version of the shoes is now available to corporate clients for a price of $4,999 US per pair.
That's good. At least they're selling them by the pair. A true marketing genius would sell them one at a time, but whatever.
Hey. Oh, here we go. FreeAim co-founder Alex Evans tells us the consumer model should be released next year at a price of about $1,000. So that's a little bit of savings for you. Oh my. Anyway, so there you go.
Now this is VR.
I've got to figure out what he has done. Yeah, these are for VR players.
I still haven't seen that take off. Is it? I don't know if it is. Are there more people getting into VR? I mean, I know Jaron has one. He's had one of those things forever. I've seen him use it one time in the last 5 years.
The games are getting better, I think. Like doing those first-person shooters, hostage extraction type shooter games. You can do those in VR. Get a little that one. The graphics out there are pretty crazy. Early VR, you had real basic graphics, but now it's
it looked like 64 stuff
at best. Yeah, and even now it's getting pretty damn. Like literally being John Wick in VR looks shit.
Yeah, still, I don't know what it is. I just don't see it taking off. Could be wrong, though. I mean, it's moving slow. I remember doing VR 25, 26, 27 years ago at Union Station Mall in Indianapolis. It was like $15, and you stood in this circle thing. And you put the VR headset on, you had a joystick-like thing in each hand, and you could turn side to side, but you couldn't, like, walk on the thing like they're working on now. You would have to, like, use your joystick, move, and then the other one to like turn your body, but you could turn your head. You just couldn't, like, if you stood there and turned around, it wouldn't turn you around. You had to turn your body in the game. It was weird. But yeah, it's just, it's really, really slow moving technology, it seems. I don't know. We'll see.
I think it's going to end up being
It
like
might-
one of those Ready Player One scenarios. Something's going to happen in which that now everybody's got a whole bunch of free time on their hands and VR is going to take off. I don't know. It's strange stuff.
If they make a VR porn game.
Well, I'm sure they do.
Taking off.
Look, the internet, I think everything is rooted from the porn industry. And everything just evolves from there into the mainstream. It starts with porn.
Leisure Suit Larry back in the day. Remember that game?
Oh, yeah.
I never got to play it, but I had heard about it in school. But that's going to about do it, folks. Love y'all.
That is going to. I want to give a big
Wow,
shout
no
out
doubt. Love y'all. Thank y'all.
to Laura in chat, dealing with issues with her mom. I know how tough that is, watching them decline before your very
man.
eyes.
Yeah.
Much
Sending you
to
love, lady.
For both. But yep, that you guys have a great rest of your week, and we will see you back here on Wednesday and Friday mornings. Days 2, I reckon. 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Central. Then again on Friday evenings for Have No Sphere. We've got a good guest coming up. Who are we having, Zach? Hal. What's his first name?
Jesse Hal.
Jesse Hal.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big
um,
one for Friday.
The High Vibes Love Tribe is his backup channel that he interviewed me on last Tuesday. Really cool guy. Interviewed a number of flat earthers. Just, yeah, you guys are gonna like him. He's gonna feel right.
Sounds good. We will see you guys then. Until then, be good, be well, do good, do it well. We love you. Bye-bye.